February 25th, Beijing. German Chancellor Merz is not here for a casual visit, but to beg for mercy. He brought 70 corporate bosses with him, only for survival. Right now, Germany is losing the money game. They buy everything from China, but China buys nothing back. Merz says, "Let's work together." But can this actually save Germany? Or will China just take everything they have left? We are breaking down the visit. Watch this video, and you'll know everything. Germany is in a mess right now. That tiny 0.2% growth? Nobody's laughing at that. Big names like Volkswagen and Continental are shutting down factories left and right. Thousands of pros, skilled workers, just kicked to the curb. Finding a job is a nightmare. And getting an Ausbildung? Forget it. Mission impossible. But if you ask a German why this is happening, "Oh, it's the Ukraine war. We lost our cheap Russian gas." Seriously? They say energy costs are killing them, while the US and China have it easy. Or they blame the aging population, saying we'll all be working until we're 80. But seriously? That's all excuse. Look, I live here. I've had my heater on all winter. And my bills? They didn't even go up. The energy crisis is over, guys. Germany's had 4 years to fix it, and they did. And they're trying to attract foreigners to fill the gaps, but if Germans are going to treat these people like trash, then honestly, they deserve the crisis. The truth. It's something Germans hate to admit. Their stuff just isn't better than China's anymore. Let's be real. China isn't just a partner. They are a beast of a competitor. Honestly, we could say China's industry is just a giant monster version of Germany. They've got the massive factories and those crazy low prices that are literally eating Germany's lunch. Even if a German machine is slightly better, does it even matter when the Chinese version is half the price? When you can't sell your goods, your economy dies. Period. And now, Germany is running to China to save them. In my opinion, that is totally brain dead. You're asking the same country that's crushing your economy to help you sell more? It's like going to the guy who stole your girlfriend and asking him for tips on how to get her back. Does that make any sense to you? If China is the one literally killing Germany's economy, why the hell is Merz running to Beijing for help? Is he crazy? Well, not exactly. Because as much as Germany fears China, they are even more terrified of what's happening across the Atlantic. Since Trump is back, he's out there swinging his tariff club like a total madman, and he's trashing Germany every single chance he gets. Germany might be America's loyal little son, but even the best kid has a rebellious phase, right? This Beijing trip, it's basically a giant middle finger to Washington. It's a direct message to old man Trump. Hey, you old geezer, stop pushing us around. If you keep messing with our money, we're gonna jump ship and call China daddy. But let's analyze why China is unable to provide assistance to Germany. Firstly, I want to ask, does China even want German stuff anymore? Not really. In 2025, China made $1.2 trillion just by selling things to the world. They've got everything. They don't need us. We need them. And they aren't just making cheap plastic toys anymore. They're making cars. And that's Germany's whole life, right? For the past 2 decades, automobiles have been the crown jewel of Germany's exports to China. But today, that trend has flipped upside down. Let's compare the giants. We have BYD and Volkswagen, the two largest automakers. And we're not looking at the luxury stuff. We're looking at the entry-level models, the ones real people actually buy. In China, you've got the BYD Seagull. After all the taxes and those government subsidies, you can drive a brand new one home for about $9,000. But look at Germany's favorite, the VW Golf. The legendary Golf. If you want a new one today, you're looking at over $20,000. But wait, that's not at all. In China, it's not just about the car. It's about the license plate. To push electric vehicles, China have given many benefits to the license plate system. For an electric car like the BYD Seagull, obtaining a plate is free. But for a gasoline car like the Golf, in major cities like Beijing or Shanghai, good luck. You have to enter a lottery system, and the probability is 2.5%. If you just want to buy a plate, the price often reaches $13,000. So, do the math. A brand new BYD Seagull costs about twice as much as a Golf. Twice the money you could roughly buy 3 Seagull cars is equivalent to 1 Golf. But if you live in major cities like Shanghai, you may also buy 1 more Seagull. Actually, VW has a joint venture in Shanghai. They have cheaper cars like the Bora. The VW Bora sells for only about $11,000 in China. It's cheap. But look, we are talking about the competitiveness of German products here. The Bora is made in China by Chinese supply chains to survive the Chinese market. It's not helping the factories in Wolfsburg, and it's not saving German jobs. So, for this comparison, the Bora doesn't count. It's the same story with big machines and factory gear. Sure, German engineering is still the gold standard. It's the best of the best, no doubt. But when you look at that price tag, German machines just can't win. However, Germany really need China. In 2025, Germany had a massive, gaping hole in its trade with China. 89 billion euros. That's how much more they bought than they sold. They're bringing in tons of Chinese EVs, batteries, solar panels, computers, you name it. Germany literally can't live without China's cheap stuff anymore. Next big question. Can China even buy more stuff from Germany? No way. In fact, Germany sells 2 main types of products to China. First, industrial products, like large machinery and high-end electrical equipment. And second, consumer products, primarily automobiles. Regarding industrial products, firstly, China's economy is currently in a very poor state, and factories can no longer expand. Moreover, many existing factories have already exploited people to the extreme in order to provide cheap products and have used the cheapest industrial equipment. Of course, it is difficult for them to switch to high-priced German equipment. What about consumer products? That's even more of a nightmare. China has now entered a phase of widespread debt. According to statistics, the average debt per person in China is 140,000 RMB, while the average after-tax income per person is less than 40,000 RMB. Actually, when the economy is good, Debt isn't a problem because people are confident about the future. They believe they can earn more money, so they are willing to spend boldly. Therefore, during economic upswings, German luxury cars like BMW sell very well in China. However, with the economic downturn, people lack confidence in future income and are hesitant to spend, naturally leading to a decline in BMW sales. In 2025, BMW's sales in China decreased by 12.5%, and it seems BMW should probably leave China. Therefore, China cannot possibly help the German economy. On the contrary, if the economies of China and Germany continue to deepen, the impact on German economy will continue to increase. So, what's the move, Germany? Here's the real headache. How the hell do you sell German stuff? Look at the markets. China, Europe, and the US. Can Germany actually beat American tech or Chinese costs? No way. Germany can't compete with them. Germany has to find new blood. But where? India? Yeah, it's the only engine left for the next 20 years. Then you've got Africa, Vietnam, Mexico. Germany should dump money there, grow their economies, and then sell them gear. But here's another problem. It'll take 10 years for those markets to actually matter. 10 years! What happens until then? So Merz planned to watch the economy sink forever? If things don't get better, the CDU is finished. Look at the AfD. They're already number 2. If Merz fails, they take over. AfD, Chinese good friends. If they win, Germany's nightmare truly begins. This is the dead end. So, what's Merz gonna do? He can't save the economy in one term, no chance. But does he have the guts to play the long game? Does he actually care about the next generation, or just the next election? But Merz is a politician in a democracy. As a party leader, he needs more voters. He needs the next term. So, he simply chooses short-term interests. He goes to China. He begs for cooperation. He begs for those good-looking trade data, just to keep the voters happy for the next term. Begging is just a small price to pay, right? This is the limitation of democracy. In China, his speech was clear. We must strengthen our cooperation in every aspect. I don't want to criticize China's human rights. This attitude is completely different from when he is in Germany. In Germany, he says, China ignores human rights. They are completely different from us. Look, to get the short-term interest, Merz makes such a big change. But he won't care. Those short-term interests can destroy Germany's society and economy. In the next 10 years, 2 things will happen in China. First, China will close its doors. Why? Because China is in a deflationary spiral, just like Japan in the 90s, but it's worse. China is poorer than Japan was, and its social security is weak. When the economy fails, people will get angry and protest. To stay in power, the CCP will use force. They will lock the doors. They will rule with fear. Is this certain? Yes, 100%. Believe me, CCP will do everything to keep the power. Second, the attack on Taiwan. Xi Jinping has great ambitions. No doubt, attacking Taiwan is his goal. Analyzing military strength is meaningless. In a dictatorship, there is no logic. If the leader says go, they go. And when the war starts, the world will snap back with sanctions. And we should know these two risks will have a damaging impact on everyone, especially Germany. Germany will lose cheap Chinese products, leading to bloody inflation, and it will drown in overproduction, because they will lose their largest market overnight. This series of events will certainly cause even greater chaos. This will happen. And it's not just Germany. For everyone watching this, your country is next. To survive, the choice is simple. Decouple. Move away from China now. Remember, you have less than 10 years. Take control of your destiny. Act now. Do it now. Finally, a word to the Chancellor. Your beg regarding China will have no effect. Stop fantasizing. Wake up and make the right choice.